Have you ever been told that you have bad timing? I know in my life, working with students, I have bad timing. Sometimes I put my foot in my mouth, I ask about a relationship that someone was in, and they've gotten out of it. Blow it. Hey, how's the dating relationship happening between you and so? And then they look at me with these eyes of like, what did you just say? There's this pause in the air, and they go, we're not together anymore. And in my mind, I'm saying, man, I've got bad timing. Bad timing. Sometimes I think we think that way with God, don't we? Like we have dreams, we have expectations, we think the road should go a certain way or things should last a certain amount of time, but they don't. And then we look to God and we say, you have some bad timing. What's the deal? We should be moving in a certain place. We should be going a certain direction, and we're not. Jesus was thought to have bad timing in two events in his life. One was on the road to see his best friend, one of his best friends, Lazarus. He pauses. He doesn't arrive in time to heal his friend, and his sisters kind of bring that up to him in the book of John. If you were here, he would have lived. You have bad timing. And then another time, Jesus is actually walking with a man who has traveled so far. His name's Jarius. He's traveled so far to get to him because his daughter is ill, and he is just on his last thread of hope and of faith, knowing if Jesus can just get in the story, his daughter will live, right? And so he's collected him, and Jesus is amazed and is walking with Jarius to Jarius' home. And on the way, a woman who's been in a lot of pain and is bleeding touches his robe. And Jesus, on the way to heal Jarius' daughter, stops and asks this question, who touches my robe? Yeah, like Jarius is like, man, we've got miles to go. There's a deadline here. My daughter may not make it. And Jesus is pausing. Jarius might be going like, you've got bad timing. And because Jesus pauses there, and is concerned about who's touching him amongst all this crowd, people come from Jarius' home, and while they're walking and alert him, your daughter's dead. You can kind of tell the teacher, thanks, appreciate it, but you're too late. Jesus, you got bad timing. If you had just been here, Lazarus would have lived. And if you hadn't paused, my daughter may be breathing right now. But into both of those situations, Jesus says something short, provoking, and convicting to me. Because oftentimes I'll look at my dreams, I'll look at my expectations, I have disillusionment because I think we should be going a certain direction or the timing should be at just so and so. And I look at Jesus like, you got bad timing. What are you doing? Jesus says to you and to me, in this Advent season where we're waiting, we're longing, we have some expectations. He says in the midst of it, when it looks chaotic, when it looks like death has arrived, like death has won, because he just didn't act in the way that we thought he should act, he says this to us: don't be afraid. Just have faith. Don't be afraid. Just have faith. God's timing isn't too slow, it isn't too quick. It's just right. I don't know what is dying or dead in your life. I don't know what you had hopes for in 2020 that would kind of bring about vibrancy and fruit, but have since withered. And you look at Jesus and you say, you've got bad timing. And fear rises up and self-governance takes over. And you say, you probably aren't for me. You're probably not good like I expected, because if you were, this wouldn't have died. But Jesus says, don't be afraid. Have faith. He's in the story. And in both of those stories, Lazarus, Jarius' daughter, life breaks forth where it looks like death has won. And I don't know if that's going to be the story for your life. But here's what I do know. Jesus isn't done working. There are some things that he will prune because they're not good for your growth, and they will wither and they will go away. And something more beautiful than you could have ever expected or imagined will grow in its place. And for other things, it's just the timing. And he's saying, don't be afraid. Your timing isn't mine. He's still in the story. And with faith, we know he has already won the victory, and the curse will be lifted. So we can sing and we can shout while we wait. This Advent season, we don't have to cave to fear, but we can have faith and big expectation in the person and work of Jesus Christ.